a strike because at the end of the day, we believe that, you know, in defence of our pensions, that we need to take this action. It wasn't taken lightly, and from me personally, you know, it's something that has, you know, griped with me in terms of having to do it, but, you know, at the end of the day, I had no choice. And if it's to be in terms of defending our pensions that's rightfully ours as public sector workers, then I had to do it.
It was an estimated 2.8 million that are on strike today,
Fantastic.
which is a really great response. If the government doesn't respond, would you be willing to take further action?
Well, I'll have to see in terms of what my unions say to me. The long-term impact for myself and my colleagues is going to be one which will have to have serious thinking. So if I need to and I'm called out, then I will.
Today is the biggest strike in British history, certainly for the last 30 odd years, possibly for 85 years since the 1926 general strike, because this government has declared war on ordinary people. They've got rid of 300,000 public sector workers. They're going to get rid of 400,000 more if they get away with it. But this strike is about the attack on pensions specifically, and they want public sector workers to work longer, to pay more into their pensions and get worse pensions at the end of it. We are in the NSSN totally supporting them. We are totally opposed to these cuts. We're opposed to all cuts because it wasn't these public sector workers or students or working class people in general who created this crisis. It was created by the bankers and big business.
I'm on strike today because purely I'm not going to suffer for the future that this government wants me to suffer for. Why should I suffer when the bankers are all taking our money away? The bankers are being let off the hook, big style, and I'm not prepared to work till I'm 67. So that's the reason why I'm here today, and I'm not apologetic for it because where do we see the banks getting apologetic about it? And I hope that many, many more of us will be on the strike line. This isn't the end of it, there's more to come.
We are all out today in the demonstration in strike action against the government for what they're doing to our pensions. Our members here today, we've had a very good turnout. We're here following our PCS, Unite and other unions in solidarity against this government, what they're doing to our pensions. The pay freeze has been going for 2 years. We're going to have another 2 years at 1%. That's not helped matters, having that announced yesterday. It's a constant attack by this government on public sector workers.
Do you think the government could be defeated, and how would they?
Yeah, I think the government is absolutely terrified because they can now see the working people are moving against them. The view of the National Shop Stewards Network all this year has been that all those public sector workers should be on strike together. We've given out over 100,000 leaflets this year, and that is what has happened. But today shouldn't be the end of this, it should be the start. And what we are saying is that the unions get together in the next week or two. They should mark out the timetable of strikes in the new year. Certainly the first one should be no later than the end of January. Another public sector general strike should be reaching out to private sector workers and mobilising everyone, because private sector workers and public sector workers aren't divided from each other. I was on a protest this morning with electricians who were having pay cuts of 35% by Balfour Beatty, the likes of Balfour Beatty, who've got a £15 billion order book. And of course the government wants to put private against public sector workers. Actually, the pensions of public sector workers are being attacked by the fat cats in the city through this government. So we need to link together the private and the public sector, just as we need to link together workers with students, with young people, with pensioners. Really, we are the 99%, as they say. The Tories represent the 1%, and there's huge potential to take collective action that can defeat this government.